Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fabulous. I'm excited. We've got a big weekend ahead of us here. We got Labor Day this weekend.
Oh, that's right.
I know. It's going to be a nice Labor Day weekend.
That
It's
kinda
Thursday.
snuck up on me.
I know. Today's the 1st of September. I don't know how that happened, but it did.
Wow.
Coming up on the program, we're going to talk to a gentleman from a zoo. Tom Stalf is who we're talking to. And there's like a Zoo and Aquarium, and they got a cool program they're doing. We're going to chat a little bit about that coming up in a bit. And a New Jersey man has eaten a medium pizza and 4 Diet Cokes from Domino's almost every day for 5 years. Mike Ursus says that he estimates he's eaten about 2,000 8-slice pizzas in 5 years, starting each day with 6 slices for lunch, and drinks 2 of the Cokes with lunch, and then has one each with a slice of pizza for dinner at 6 p.m. and then again at supper time at 11 p.m. So he's been doing this for quite a while. It does not say in the story how much he weighs.
Exactly. That's what I was going to ask, or how healthy he is.
Don't know, but interesting story. New Jersey is where he's from. He's been doing this now for years.
Wouldn't you get sick of that? I'd get sick of the same thing every single day.
You know, I don't know if I would, because I could eat probably the same thing every day, depending on what it is. I probably could. Coming up, we'll tell you what's happening today on this first day of September. That's coming up in a bit.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Thought you'd never ask. It's Thursday, September the 1st. It is Building and Code Staff Appreciation Day. And building codes are important because if you don't build things to the right specifications, buildings could fall down. There have been incidents where that's happened. Seriously.
Okay.
Calendar Adjustment Day today. So turn the page and you've done your job of adjusting your calendar.
Okay.
I don't think that's what they're talking about. It's also Chicken Boys Day today.
Chicken boys.
Is that our son? He likes chicken. It's Emma M. Nut Day today. National No Rhyme Nor Reason Day today. Random Acts of Kindness Day today. I like that one. We should do that every day. Save Japan's Dolphins Day today. And Toy Tips Executive Toy Test Day today.
Just Japan?
So,
All dolphins matter.
No, the Japanese dolphins are the ones they want you to save. I don't know. I'm not sure how you can tell if it's a Japanese dolphin or if it's a regular dolphin, honestly. Either way. Anyway, get out and celebrate on this Thursday, the first day of September.
John and Heidi.
Email marketing is affordable and a proven way to grow your business. If it's done right, you can stay in contact with your customers to let them know when you have new things to offer. You stay in control the whole time too. You decide when messages are sent and you decide what is being said. So you're constantly in control of your business image. You can do this, but don't try it on your own. Team up with one of the biggest names in email marketing, Constant Contact. Sign up for a free trial right now at radiosavings.com. Sign up now at radiosavings.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. A groom takes out time from a wedding to save a couple's life. Listen to this.
Oh.
Every wedding is special, but Adam and Julie Hartfield of La Crosse, Wisconsin have some extra special memories from their big I Do Day. The bride and groom were in La Crosse at Riverside Park posing for photos just before their actual wedding when they heard a man yelling, "Allie, Allie!" They turned to see a man looking over the wall at the Mississippi River below. Then he jumped in. Well, the man's daughter had fallen into the river. He was attempting to save her. That's when Adam sprung into action. The groom jumped over the wall, got down near the water where the man was treading water with the girl in his arms. With the help of the photographer, they pulled them to safety. Adam shook hands with the man, but never did learn his name. He had to rush off for his own wedding. Later, the best man incorporated the rescue into his toast, coining the phrase, "Today, you save a life, you get a wife."
Oh, funny.
That's pretty cool. Can you imagine that? Right before his wedding, he took the time to go. And,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
You know, wearing a tuxedo. If he was in, getting the photos. So he crouched down next to a river and pulled some drowning people out. How cool
That's
is
awesome.
that?
Yeah, that's very cool.
I'm glad he didn't have to dive in because, he might not have got a refund on that tuxedo rental. Here it is. What happened? Were you swimming in Rio? It's all green. All right. Coming up, we're going to talk about a driving school and a man who was drinking and driving at the driving school. That's not good. Also, we've got some other fun things like our scoop of the day. That is on the way. And much, much more on this Thursday edition of the John and Heidi Show. But this one here, where the dude went and saved a couple's life before going to his own wedding, you know it's true? Because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain. And this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
and this is your brain on drugs. The owner of a driving school is arrested for driving drunk.
Oh,
That's
nice.
not good. This makes you shake your head. The guy owns a local driving school in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Do you know how to spell Albuquerque, Heidi?
Albuquerque.
You are good. I don't know. Was that in a movie or
It was
something?
in Roseanne.
Is that what it
Roxanne.
was in? Roxanne, okay.
Yeah, it
I
was
thinking
Steve
that.
Martin.
It is. Albuquerque, New Mexico has been, this guy was arrested for drunk driving after he crashed his car. Police spokesperson John Francis said, when officers responded, our friend reeked of alcohol. His eyes were bloodshot. He had slurred speech. He miserably failed a field sobriety test. He couldn't even walk a straight line or recite the alphabet forward. The two separate breath analysis tests showed that his blood alcohol level was 4 times the legal limit.
Was he working at the time? Was he
No.
teaching people at the time?
No, he was not. He was off work, but he
Okay.
is still the owner of a driving school, so his job is to teach you to drive. Meanwhile, he might need to take a lesson himself, because lesson 1, if you're drunk, don't drive.
Yeah,
There you
without
go.
a doubt.
There's lesson 1.
There's just no question.
All right. Anyway, this is what happens, kids, when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Got your moment of duh right here, and your scoop of the day is on the way. But first, an unidentified German truck driver spotted a car parked outside of a bank, and he noticed a crowbar and some other, very interesting-looking tools laying there. So what does he do? He thought, these guys are probably getting ready to rob a bank. So he backed his vehicle up and rammed it into the side of the car, totaling it. Then he called police and proudly told them, I just foiled a bank robbery. About that time, a contractor came out and said, what happened to my vehicle? He was not.
man.
He was not going to rob the place. He was just there doing bank business. He happened to be a contractor. That's why there were crowbars and stuff in his vehicle. The truck driver faces $7,000 in fines, possibly could lose his license, plus the cost of repairs to his own vehicle, too. The driver later admitted that he, quote, may have overreacted. Yeah, do you think?
Really?
Just a little bit. Just a little
my.
bit. Anyway, honestly, I got to say, I'm proud of the guy for, trying to help. It's not his fault that, okay, it is his fault.
It is
that he
his fault.
overreacted.
It's absolutely his
Yeah.
fault.
But, the good news is at least he was trying to help. So there's something to be said there. All right. Coming up, your scoop of the day. That's on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now your scoop of the day. A University of Pittsburgh student took a date to the rooftop and tried to impress her by leaping from one rooftop to another. He misjudged the distance. Luckily, he became wedged between two buildings rather than getting stuck between, or splatting on the ground. That would have been even worse. But yeah, he misjudged and got wedged in there. This summer, France made a big, bold step to combat email addiction. It's actually illegal to work on email on weekends if your company has over 50 employees. In France, if you work in a big company, it's illegal to be working on the weekend with your email. So that's kind of crazy. We talked about this story.
That doesn't make any sense.
Why is that?
Because on the weekends, don't you have the weekends off? You're not
Yeah.
working anyway.
That's what they're saying. So they're saying that this is a way for you to actually get out of work, and now your boss can't say, hey, could you come in Saturday and do something? You're done. No, it's weekend. I get my weekend off.
But if you have like 49 employees, you can make those people
Yes.
sit at their computers all
Yeah.
day, every day.
Yes, probably. I don't know how that works.
That doesn't make any sense.
We talked about Dr. Michael Kelly, the doctor who had a book that was way, way, way overdue, and he found it and he returned it. Well, there's another one here. This one here, first of all, Dr. Kelly, his book was 60 years past due, and he turned it back in. Larry Murdoch checked out a book from the Linton Public Library in Indiana in 1956. So how many years ago would that have been? That would have been about 60 years ago as well, wouldn't it? Anyway, he found the box and returned it, and he paid a $436 fine. Didn't have to, but he did. He just said, you know what? I want to... And this book was about moths and insects, and that's what he does now, is he works with insects. How cool is that? So there you go. 2 of those stories in like the last month. So dig around and see if you can find any library books. And if you can, maybe we'll talk about you on the John and Heidi Show, too. Would-be rescuers in China were almost scared to death when a man they believed to have drowned suddenly started talking to them. A man had been fishing in a river when onlookers mistook him for a corpse and called for help. He was just fishing. He's standing in the river fishing, though, apparently. So they were there trying to save him, and the guy's like, Did you guys need something? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were dead.
He was standing and they thought he was dead?
I don't know. I'm not. He might have been leaned back and relaxing. I'm not sure what he was doing. Who knows? I don't know how he was fishing. I have no, maybe he was fishing with his hands and he was, doing it face down. I have no idea. Moving right along. By the way, I don't encourage you to fish that way. I think that's a bad idea. A hobby treasure hunter in Australia found a 9-pound gold nugget. Guess how much that's worth?
Oh, I wouldn't even have the slightest idea. A lot.
$190,000.
Oh, I thought it would be worth more than
No,
that.
$190,000, a 9-pound gold nugget. He can finally afford an EpiPen, so that's good. That's really good. Apple Touch ID is a great way to safeguard your device, and a newly filed patent suggests it could also help catch thieves. The patent, named Biometric Captured for Unauthorized Users Identification, I like the other name better. It's pretty straightforward. If Touch ID detects a fingerprint that's not yours, it'll store an image of the scan as a means of catching who may have stolen your phone, and it'll take a photo of them as well using your phone, and a video if they can. So if somebody's trying to use your phone, it'll scan their thumbprint or whatever they touch it with, fingerprint, whatever. It'll start taking video or photos of them too, so you'll know who stole your phone. And then it'll send that to you on whatever account you have.
Send that to an email address.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a cool idea. And finally, Amazon is starting a site offering research, reviews, and other information on new and used cars. Yeah, Amazon vehicles, they won't sell cars, but in addition to car specifications, images, videos, and reviews, the new site will let customers ask each other questions about cars. So there you go. Just when you thought they had it all, now they have even more. Coming up, we've got a special guest that's on the way. Going to be visiting with Tom from the zoo, and I've got his info. I'll have to find that so I know who I'm talking to. That's on the way in a bit.
John and Heidi.
Whether you're following the election or not, you understand that it impacts you. And this will be a historic election. The mainstream media has their own spin on who's going to win, but PoliticalStorm.com lets you chime in. You can keep yelling at the TV if you want, see how that works out. Or truly voice your opinion and have it heard at PoliticalStorm.com. Be informed from several different sources all in one place. Watch videos, listen to podcasts like mine, and read fun editorials to engage your brain. You have a choice, and now you have a voice too at PoliticalStorm.com. That's PoliticalStorm.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Today it's going to get kind of wild. Okay, it's not really going to get wild, but we're going to talk to a guy from a zoo. How fun is that? We're going to be visiting right now with Tom Stalf, President and CEO of the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium. First of all, let's say hello to Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on today.
Well, Tom, we're glad to have you on the program. Now, I got to ask you, how in the world do you end up getting a job at a zoo? Is this something you've wanted to do since you were a kid?
You know, I grew up on a farm in northwest Illinois and fell in love with different types of animals, and I went to college, and after receiving my degree in biology, emphasizing in zoology, I landed a job in the zoo after about 5 days after graduation. Fell in love with it. 26 years later, I'm running the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium.
Well, how cool is that? And we've got a cool partnership that the Association of Zoos and Aquariums has made with Frito-Lay's. Tell us a bit about the partnership and what that means to the people listening.
It's a great partnership. It not only helps animals, but it helps people, too. You know, we want everyone to come to their local zoo and aquarium, especially the zoos and aquariums that are members of the AZA, which is the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. And Frito-Lay and AZA have been a great partner for many, many years. You can go to your local grocery store and find a variety pack with an animal on it. I'm looking at one right now that has a penguin on it, and the thing that I love about it is there's a free pass for a child in that variety pack. So just because school has started, that doesn't mean that fun stops. So you can go to your local zoo or aquarium after you've gone to the store and found your variety pack, and you can have fun with the family.
So, kids, even though there are schools of fishes, the fishes don't have to go back to school. And when you do have to go back to school, you can still go and have fun at the aquarium as well. Now, my family and I just made a little road trip this last weekend, and we went to an aquarium, and it was a whole lot of fun. I saw a lot of families taking photos with their flashes going off in the little tunnels with all the glass behind them. I don't think those photos are going to turn out. But when people take photos, Tom, do they ever turn out there at the aquarium?
It sure does. It all goes down to your lighting. If you turn your flash off and it's well lit, you can get a great picture. It'll feel like you're scuba diving. And I think that's the fun about going to a zoo and aquarium. You get an opportunity to explore. Obviously you create smiles, you bond with your family or your loved ones. But I think it's really awesome that you're able to see these beautiful animals from all over the world and learn about them. See, it's not only about the animals, it's also about conservation. And the thing that I love when I started in the zoo business, I really just fell in love with learning about all these beautiful animals. Unfortunately, some of them are highly endangered. When we talk about gorillas or, the tigers, elephants, there's not that many left in the world. And so with the AZA's help, we find great partners, and we give back. We formed a new partnership called SAFE, Saving Animals from Extinction. It's important because zoos and aquariums, not only do we want to provide an opportunity for education, but we give back to conservation. And when we put those together, it's a win-win combination.
Again, visiting right now with Tom Stalf, President and CEO of the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium. Tom, when people come to the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium, where do they typically end up? What's like the most popular attraction you guys have there?
Oh, it's Heart of Africa. It's a beautiful facility that's about 3 years old now. It sits on nearly 50 acres, wide open spaces, unobstructed views, and yes, you can see cheetahs and zebras and wildebeest and giraffes. But the thing that I love about it is it also has a great story about conservation success. And so, yeah, the kids are coming to have fun, but we're having fun, having a positive impact on conservation.
So that's a way to have a good time and do something good as well. And isn't that what we all want to do? Tom, we certainly appreciate you taking some time to chat with us. Again, Tom Stalf, President and CEO of the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium. We appreciate your time today. Thanks again, Tom.
You too. Thank you.
And thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. First of all, doesn't that have to be the coolest job ever? I mean, to hang out at the zoo and play with the animals. I'm sure he has other things he has to do there too, but in my mind, it would be just like the coolest thing ever. Again, if you'd like to know more about the Association of Zoo and Aquariums and the fun partnership they have with Frito-Lay's To Go, the website for that is aza.fritolay2go.com. Again, aza.fritolay2go.com. And you can get all the details on their partnership, which is kind of a cool thing right there. Hey, thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This is Richard Lustig, the world's first and only 7-time lottery game grand prize winner. Since I endorsed Lottolicious, I have won something every single draw. They do all the work. You don't have to worry about running to the store to buy your tickets. They take care of all that. So if you're looking for the best way to play the lottery, to give yourself the best chance of winning, go to RadioLottoPool.com and join today. Again, that website is RadioLottoPool.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Thomas Jefferson died on the 4th of July.
I knew that.
1826. Oh, another fun fact. John Adams died the exact same day.
Yes, you did.
You knew that, too. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Florence Nightingale, a pioneer of modern nursing, was born, guess where?
I don't know.
In Florence, Italy.
Oh.
Florence
Maybe
Nightingale.
That's why they named her
Florence. I wonder if she'd have been born in Paris, if she would have been Parents Nightingale.
I don't know.
Or Paris, probably not. More so than parents. I don't think I was right the first time. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Noise pollution is the second most reported cause of occupational injury. Second most. Noise pollution. Things like jackhammers and music.
Oh.
What?
All right.
Huh? I think that's what I have. So it's the second most reported cause of occupational injury. What is the first? That would be a good thing for them to put on this list. I do not know. Coming up in a bit, we're going to talk about people hanging out on the phone. Going to chat about that. It's a thing from a journal called Human Factors. That is on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Email marketing is affordable and a proven way to grow your business. If it's done right, you can stay in contact with your customers to let them know when you have new things to offer. You stay in control the whole time, too. You decide when the messages are sent, and you decide what is being said, so you're constantly in control of your business image. You can do this, but don't try it on your own. Team up with one of the biggest names in email marketing, Constant Contact. Sign up for a free trial right now at radiosavings.com. Sign up now at radiosavings.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. I cannot believe it is September. How did that happen, Heidi?
I don't know.
I mean, I remember celebrating New Year's Eve back, was that, January, I think? It was. It seems like just the other day, though.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, here we are, almost ready to celebrate that again.
Right.
I mean, you blink your eyes a few times.
I
boom,
know, it's
New
crazy.
Year's. For those of you who maybe don't like hanging out on the phone and chatting a lot, take a listen to this. Turns out those zealots who nag you to get off the phone when you're on the road are right. According to a study in the Journal of Human Factors, even if you're calling hands-free with like a hands-free device like I use, talking on your cell phone while driving can impair you more than being drunk. Ooh, this is not good news for me.
No, not at all good news for you.
Researchers monitored 40 volunteers who used a driving simulator while undistracted, using a handheld phone and using a hands-free phone, and while legally intoxicated. Each of these were different tests, by the way.
Sure.
The cell phone talkers were more likely to vary their speed or to rear-end another car, and they were slower to hit the brakes than other drivers. Talking on the phone requires you to pay attention to the person on the other end rather than the road, the study says. And that's Dr. Frank Drews, Ph.D., says, turn off your cell phone in the car so you're not tempted to answer it.
I agree.
So you can even just silence it if you don't want to turn it off. That'd be a good way to do it, too.
Yeah, I agree
I've done
with that
before.
completely.
I've done that. Like, I was on my way to...
You've done that before.
I have. I was on my way to a meeting, and I get really easily distracted by, somebody will call, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? Well, I had my ringer turned off, not because of that, but just because I had it turned off. And when I got to the meeting, I was walking in, I looked at my phone, I saw I missed a call on the way there, and I was like, I'm kind of glad I didn't take it, because I'd probably still be on the phone right now. So, it worked out nice. And here's the thing. I lived, believe it or not, I lived through that.
I've been married to you for 16 years. I've never seen you not be on the phone when you're behind the wheel of the car, ever. Not once. I can't think of a single time, not even just a quick trip to the gas station, where you don't get in the car and immediately dial somebody.
Who do I usually call?
Usually it's me right away if I'm not with you. But even when I am in the car with you, you have to call somebody.
No, I don't always have to.
Yes,
call
you
somebody.
do. Oh,
No,
my gosh. Let's get your daughter in here.
No, she's busy. She's at school. I plead the fifth. All right. They say it's a bad idea, so don't do it. Do as I say, not as I do. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you're in business, you need a website. Come on, it's 2016. Do you think this internet thing is not going to catch on? Many business owners that don't have a website think it's just too expensive. Well, now it's not. You can get a website for a few $100s, not thousands of dollars that are charged elsewhere. We can help you set up and design the site and then turn you loose to manage it, or we can help you manage the site for just a tiny bit more. Learn about this special radio offer right now at radiosavings.com. Get an extra $50 off if you sign up this month at radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. And we all love the ice cream trucks, right? Unless, of course, they're cruising through your neighborhood at about midnight. This is a true story.
I can't imagine them making much money at midnight.
No, I don't think so either, but they got the police called on them. A lady called the cops because there was a dude cruising through with an ice cream truck, making the ice cream music sounds. And, kids were running outside for it, apparently. Anyway, 11:20 at night. That's way beyond the curfew for making noise outside, by the way. Darlene Lane was inside her home in New York trying to drift asleep when she kept hearing this ice cream truck drive past. She lodged a complaint with the town officials who agreed. Town board unanimously approved a resolution prohibiting vendors from driving in residential neighborhoods after sunset. So, no more ice cream after dark in this little town in New York. So there you go.
Well, that just makes sense.
I agree.
Especially when your target market is children, and they should probably all be asleep by
Mommy,
that
can I
point.
get out of bed and go get some ice cream? All right, coming up, we're going to talk about apps. They've been around a lot longer than I thought they have. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
Whether you're following the election or not, you understand that it impacts you. And this will be a historic election. The mainstream media has their own spin on who's going to win, but PoliticalStorm.com lets you chime in. You can keep yelling at the TV if you want. See how that works out. Or truly voice your opinion and have it heard at PoliticalStorm.com. Be informed from several different sources all in one place. Watch videos, listen to podcasts like mine, and read fun editorials to engage your brain. You have a choice, and now you have a voice, too, at PoliticalStorm.com. That's PoliticalStorm.com. Do you have any apps on your phone that you use other than Candy Crush?
I don't have Candy Crush on
you
my
don't?
phone.
You took it off there?
Yes,
Wow.
I've removed it like 12
She's a Candy
times.
Crush addict, by the way. My wife is hooked on the Candy Crush.
I am.
20 years mobile apps have been around now. Can you believe that?
What?
That doesn't seem right.
No, it doesn't.
But they have. They celebrate 20 years, and they've completely changed the look of not just your telephone, but also your desk. And there's a video that highlights the change of your desktop, covered with everything from reference books to Rolodexes, simply to a computer and a smartphone. Check out the video on our page here. I think it's really kind of cool. First of all, I got to say, I had no clue they've been around 20 years.
No, I had no idea.
I have to admit, I have not been using mobile apps for 20 years. I just recently started utilizing them, and it's been hard for me to get used to that. But they are pretty darn convenient. I don't use a lot of the time waster ones, but there's some really cool apps that I do use. And if you'd like to see the video, again, I've got it at Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. And they show all the things that they've been able to save time with. So cool. Coming up, we're going to talk about the Chronicles of Narnia again. It's on the way.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The Chronicles of Narnia films are getting a reboot, Heidi.
Really?
Relevant Magazine says a new installment of the big screen adaptations of the Chronicles of Narnia franchise might look a lot different from early Disney-influenced films. The adaptation of C.S. Lewis's classic fantasy novels kicked off in 2005 with Disney versions of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe and Princess Caspian. In 2010, Fox co-produced The Voyage of Dawn Treader, whatever that is. Now, TriStar Studios is trying to take the reins for the silver chair. Producers say the new movies will be a, quote, brand new franchise with, quote, different directors and an entirely new team, end quote. So they're saying this is going to be completely different than all the stuff you guys are fans
I
of.
honestly was never a fan of even the first one.
When I was a kid, I don't remember what grade I was in, but we had to read the book, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Okay.
I don't remember what grade it was, but I remember reading that, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I've never seen the movie. You know, I remember when it came out, I was like, oh.
Yes, you have.
No, I have not.
Oh,
I
well,
haven't.
I have many times because I've watched it with the kids.
So-
Troy, I think, owns it.
If we watched it, I fell asleep and didn't see the whole thing because I don't remember that at all. But they have got a new one coming out. So for those of you who are big fans of the Chronicles of Narnia, I do have a link on our Facebook page so you can check it out there. Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap things up around here with some good news. And this story is just, I think, a really cool story. And I think more Americans need to be like this group. I think this is such a cool thing. A BP gas station was robbed in Georgia. That doesn't sound good.
Okay.
So far, this is not a good story.
No, so far not.
Here's the twist. About 1,000 feet away from this gas station is a little place called the Smoke Rise Baptist Church. Burglars forcefully entered the station and stole a bunch of cash and various items, and they damaged the store. Well, then that weekend, Reverend Chris George from this Smoke Rise Baptist Church shared the situation as an example in his sermon, and the congregation took this message to heart. After the service, members of this congregation filed into this BP station, filling up their tanks, buying snacks and goods from the store. Over 150 people showed up. They packed the parking lot until no more cars could enter. Throughout the entire week, more and more and more people came through. The station owner estimates more than 350 churchgoers came that week.
Wow.
I think that's really cool. And I have a link to this story on our Facebook page if you want to read all about it. But this is... A couple years ago, they had these things called flash mobs. Remember that?
Sure, yeah.
I don't know if do they even still do that stuff anymore?
I have not seen one of those things for
where they would,
years.
set up little video cameras and they go to a store and they do all kinds of goofy things.
Yeah.
And I remember reading a story about a guy that he was saying we should do the same thing, but we should call them cash mobs. And his whole idea was to find businesses that are really good businesses that maybe could use a little help, and to promote that through social media. And people just show up for no particular reason to do business with these businesses. And I was like, what a cool idea. And I really wish that would have caught on. But this did. This was at a sermon in Georgia. And again, the Reverend said this would be a great opportunity for us to help somebody in need.
That's really nice.
And they came through. 350 people in a week helping out this gas station that had been robbed. So I think if more people would do good things like that, and if the media would point their cameras at those kind of things,
right,
we would all feel so much better about the country we live in. All right, time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to a Thursday edition of the John and Heidi Show.